Okay, this is a comparison of Madeline and David taking weekly quizzes and showing out of 20 points what their scores are for the last 5 days. So it says, what's the most likely reason for the mean score of David to be greater than the mean score of Madeline? First of all, I want to see it, so I'm going to add them up and divide by 5 to figure out the mean, which is, for Madeline, it's 13 plus 13 plus 13 plus 14 plus 15 divided by 5, which is 13.6. For David, it's 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 13 plus 20 divided by 5, which means his mean is 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 13 plus 20 divided by 5 is going to be, all right, 13.8. All right. It's just an interesting thing. You can see that his mean is slightly above hers, but if you look at what happens every day during the week, like on Monday, he was a point lower than her. Tuesday, he was a point lower. Wednesday, he was a point lower. Thursday, he was a point lower. And then Friday, he was a full 5 points higher than her. So the question is, what's the most likely reason for the mean for David to be greater than the mean of Madeline? So we have to read them all. The range of the score for David is greater than the range of the scores for Madeline. Well, see, that's not necessarily true. Range won't have anything to do with this because Madeline might have had 18, 18, 18, 19, 20. His range would be bigger, but she would score higher on the average. And so that's not the answer to that. Range doesn't have anything to do with it. The median of Madeline's score is greater. Well, Madeline's median score is 13 and David's median score is 20. That would actually seem to indicate the opposite of what it's saying. If her mean score is greater, you would sort of almost expect for her mean to be greater also, but clearly that's not the case. B is not a good thing that would support the fact that David's mean is greater. Okay. C, the mode of Madeline's score is greater. Well, the mode of Madeline is 13 and the mode of David is 12. Again, you would think if she generally scores higher that her average would be higher, but that's not true. So C is an example of something that you might think, but which didn't happen, in fact. And so that's not the reason that David has a bigger mean. That's not it. So D, the David for David has an outlier, and in fact it does. It's 20 that the data for Madeline does not have, and that's true because they were within 1 point every single day until Friday when he scored 5 points higher. He made a perfect score. So that's the answer. D, an outlier, is the reason that happened. So your question is this one. Peter went bowling Monday to Friday 2 weeks in a row. He only bowled 1 game each time he went and kept track of his scores below. What's the best explanation for why his week 2 mean score was lower than his week 1? Okay, and let me make this bigger for you so you can see the different numbers. So why is week 2's mean, why is it lower than week 1? Okay, so take a look at that. Very similar to the last one. You can redeem yourself with this question. Good luck.